What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Easy OSRS Boss Series. We are chugging right along through the series and we're already on episode 4. This week, we're going to check out what I consider the easiest boss in old school RuneScape. With that said, let's hop right into it. The Kraken is the boss variant of the weaker Cave Kraken. These particular NPCs can only be found in one location, Kraken Cove near the Piscator's fishing colony. Now this is quite a run from any teleport location that you can reach with runes and spells, so we'll talk about how you should get there in a little bit. The Kraken boss is a level 291 sea monster that resides in its own particular region of Kraken Cove. There's only one spawn of the Kraken boss per world, but players also have the option of creating an instance where they can kill their own Kraken boss regardless of the world. The Kraken boss is very popular, and it is a Slayer task that I'm sure nearly no one skips. So it's my suggestion to you that you save yourself the time of checking 20 different worlds and just create your own instance. In order to create your instance, you'll need to pay 25,000 coins at the entrance of the Kraken boss's lair. And a good thing to note here is that you don't need to have 25,000 coins in your inventory to access the instance. Should you create an instance, the money will be taken directly from your bank. Yet another thing to note is instances can be dangerous. When you create an instance, you're forfeiting the ability to return and grab your gear if you die. Now, I wouldn't worry about dying here because the Kraken boss doesn't do a whole lot of damage or have the ability to burst you out. For killing the Kraken boss, there is a few unavoidable requirements that must be met, and as usual, I also have some recommended requirements. Firstly, the Kraken boss is a Slayer boss, so you'll need to have a minimum Slayer level of 87 to kill Krakens and the boss. Second, you must be on a Slayer task to kill the Krakens, and last, you have to have at least 50 magic to be assigned Krakens as a task. For my suggested requirements, I suggested you have at least 70 range for Black Dragon Hide armor or better, and 75 magic for the use of a Trident of the Seas or the Trident of the Swamp. 75 magic is a softer requirement. You don't necessarily need to have 75 magic to do decent damage here, but the Tridents are particularly strong and their attack speed helps with kill times. If you don't have 75 magic, I'd say 50 magic is the lowest you'll want to go, and in this case, you'll want to use the Ivan Blast. So now for some background information. As I said before, the Kraken boss is a level 291 sea monster with a hit points level of 255. Its primary weakness is magic, and also magic must be used to kill it. Its combat stats are all level 1, but its resistance to range attack is 300, making it impossible to range. You also won't be able to melee it as it's sitting out in a pool of water. The Kraken's max hit is 28, but because its combat stats are so weak, you will rarely see a max hit. Along with the Kraken itself, it also has 4 enormous tentacles that must be disturbed before the Kraken will appear. The tentacles use their ranged level to attack, which is 150, and they attack your magic defense. So because it's a magical range attack, protection prayers will not work here. Their maximum hit is only 2, but they are somewhat accurate, so the damage can add up over time. Now, as for the Kraken's drops, it boasts 3 unique items. The Trident of the Seas at a drop rate of 1 in 512, a Jar of Dirt at a drop rate of 1 in 1000, and the Pet Kraken at a drop rate of 1 in 3000. Along with these, the Kraken boss also drops the Kraken Tentacle at a rate of 1 in 400. The Kraken Tentacle can be obtained from the weaker Krakens as well. The tentacle can be combined with the Abyssal Whip, creating a stronger, poisonous Abyssal Tentacle. Now the thing that makes the Kraken boss so popular is its drop table. Its drop table is incredibly good for how weak the Kraken boss is. Adding up all the drops from the drop table, the average price of a drop is right around 75k, but with the drop rates averaged in, I'd say the average income from each drop will range somewhere between 20 and 30,000 GP. That's really pretty good considering the difficulty of this boss. The Kraken boss drops a good amount of items that are over 40k. These include Blue Mystic tops and bottoms, 150 Death Runes, 2 Torstal Seeds, Magic Seeds, 10 noted Battle Staffs, 50 noted Raw Shark, 6 noted Grimy Snapdragon, and 2 Samfuse Serums. Because of its drop table, this is a boss task that you should never skip. They are a bit lengthy, but you're guaranteed to make profit on every task, regardless of whether or not you get a Trident drop. If you'd like to see a complete list of the Kraken's drop table, check out the wiki link in the description below. So now that we've covered all the information on the Kraken boss, let's get into a few gear setups, and then we'll move into killing the boss and how to get there. In this first gear setup, I'll be using high tier gear as this is what I use and it helps make my trips last as long as possible. For this setup, I'll be using an Imbued Slayer Helm from the Magic Boost, Zamorak God Cape, Necklace of the Occult, Bronze Arrows, Trident of the Swamp, Armadillo Plate and Skirt, Book of Darkness, Barrow's Gloves, Eternal Boots, and a Seer's Ring. As the Kraken is weak to magic, you'll want your magic attack to be as high as possible. At the same time, you'll also want to wear something with high magic defense because of the Kraken's magical ranged auto attack. In my inventory, you'll see a magic short bow to go with the bronze arrows I have equipped, 24 monkfish, a Piscator's teleport, and some house tabs. I talked earlier about how far away the Kraken Cove was from a normal teleport location, so it's my suggestion that you just run to the GE and grab a few Piscators teleport scrolls to make your trip times exponentially faster. As prayer is ineffective against the Kraken, you'll need to bring food to sustain yourself for as long as possible. For the second gear setup, I'll do something a little cheaper. I'll be using my Imbued Slayer helmet, Zamorak God Cape, Amulet of Fury, Bronze Arrows, Trident of the Seas, Carol's Top and Bottom, Book of Darkness, Barrow's Gloves, Mystic Boots, and a Seer's Ring. This setup is quite a bit cheaper than the previous one as I'm not using Armadillo anymore. I've replaced the necklace of the Occult with a Fury in case you don't have an Occult necklace, although they aren't very expensive anymore. And I've swapped out the Eternal Boots for Mystic Boots, and the price difference here is very large. As for the inventory, that will stay exactly the same. For the last setup, I'll be doing the cheapest one. For this setup, I'll be going with my Imbued Slayer Helm, Zamorak God Cape, Amulet of Glory, Bronze Arrows, Iban Staff, Black Dragonhide Top and Bottom, Book of Darkness, Barrow's Gloves, Mystic Boots, and a Ring of Wealth. Now this setup here is as cheap as I would go. You'll still hit pretty decently, but you'll take a little bit more consistent damage. As for the inventory, the only thing you'll want to replace here is 2 food with the runes to cast the Iban Blast. So now we've covered 3 different gear setups that will hopefully get you heading in the right direction. So now we'll jump into getting there and how to kill the Kraken boss. In order to get here, after we've used our Piscator's teleport scroll, we're going to want to head southwest toward the little peninsula that juts out into the ocean. The Piscator's teleport scroll will take you just outside the Piscator's fishing colony. Once we're at the cave, we're going to enter to go inside Kraken Cove. Once we're inside, head straight north to where you'll find the Kraken boss's lair. Now here's where we can try to either find an open world or we can right click and create a private instance for 25,000 coins where we won't have to be bothered with hopping worlds. I prefer this way, so I'll go ahead and create an instance and we're ready to go. Once inside the Kraken's lair, run up onto the little bridge and equip your ranged weapon. You can choose to use whichever ranged weapon you want, but I prefer the magic shortbow and bronze arrows because it costs almost nothing to use. With our ranged attack weapon equipped, we're going to want to focus on the 4 small whirlpools first. These are the enormous tentacles that you'll need to disturb before you can get the Kraken boss to come out of the water. Shoot each of these one time with an arrow, then go ahead and equip your magic weapon. Once you're ready to go, simply start maging the big whirlpool in the center. From here, it's smooth sailing as you take down the Kraken boss. No matter where you're standing, the drop will always appear right underneath your feet. But that's it guys, killing the Kraken boss is literally that simple. On this task, you'll always turn a profit, and with a little bit of luck, your profit could be very large if you get a trident or maybe a couple tentacles. So now that I've shown you some gear setups, how to get there, and how to kill the Kraken boss, we're going to get into my loot now. Now I usually only do 100 kills for each of these videos, but I happened to get a Kraken task that was an even 200, so I just decided to go ahead and do them all for the video. For this particular task, I didn't get very lucky with trident drops. I did however manage to get a jar of dirt, which is 1 in 1000 kills. It's pretty worthless, but it's still a rare drop. For a task of 200, I ended up using 2,895 charges for my Trident of the Swamp, and I also ended up using 124 monkfish. So supplies ended up costing me 1.5 mil. For my drops, some of the most notable stacks I came up with are 5,750 Chaos Runes, 1,800 Death Runes, 2 Magic Seeds, and 80 Battle Staffs. So let's throw this into the price checker and see what we come up with. 3.7 mil, not too shabby. I didn't get any of the rare drops that are worth something, and I still ended up making 2.2 mil profit. It took me 2.5 hours to do a task of 200 Kraken, which puts me at 880k profit per hour. Like I said before, even without the rare drops, you'll still always make money when you're on a Kraken task. This is my personal favorite Slayer task because I never lose money, and it's also incredibly AFKable. So that's going to do it for this episode, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it and found it insightful. As usual, I had a ton of fun making this video, so if you did enjoy it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't seen any of the other episodes yet, head over to my channel and check them out. Keep an eye on my channel for the next episode. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet, but I'll figure something out soon. Don't forget to tap that subscribe button on your way out. I'm out of here. Take it easy, everybody.